What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You are going to witness a transformation of my studio. I've got a bunch of gear over here to the left of me, which probably looks like I'm pointing to the right for you guys, but it is in that direction. And as I set this stuff up, I will show you before to make sure you know what I'm working on. I just don't want to do all this random stuff. This is going to be hopefully a fun video for you guys because you're going to get different angles of me recording, doing different stuff. Most of this is going to be time-lapsed, but you just kind of get to see the upgrades. I mean, you guys are going to get a history of Elusive Levy here. So this is going to be a good one. So I hope you can tune in because you're going to get a mixture of a lot of stuff here, a lot of backstory. It's going to be a good one. So sit back, relax, get something to drink, grab something to snack on, as I usually say when videos are generally longer. Now, back in 2021, in January, I built this gaming production studio called MFE Gaming Productions. And what that stood for was Mass Fierce Effect, okay? For people that don't know, my favorite video game of all time is Mass Effect. As a DJ, when I would make music, I called myself Fierce Step. And so I just kind of wanted to make a studio built for both. Well, that's really not necessarily the case anymore because I'm more focused on YouTube, I'm more focused on creating content, and by nowhere necessary is this because I am trying to rebrand, trying to rechange. I just need to update my gear. Here is a little backstory. When I started getting into content creation in a form of like being in front of an audience, I did this thing where I completely, I want to say gambled and put a lot of money down on the stream. Okay. I got a new PC. I got a webcam. I got new monitor. In 3 months of streaming, completely put in so much gear. I would just stream from my console, my PS4 at the time, and use the PS4 webcam and all these other things. Things were doing really well for me on the streaming side of things. So I was like, well, I gotta go super quick. I gotta build all this stuff up and I gotta get all this gear because I felt like I needed to be with the competition, which nowadays just sounds super silly in the state that we are with content creation as a whole, because I think honestly, anybody will watch you no matter what type of setup you have. I don't want anybody getting the wrong impression here of all this new gear that I'm getting, because all this new gear, it is just for me personally to change things. You see this chair right behind me? This chair is new. I don't think a lot of you guys who are here from YouTube that are new have ever seen the older chair. I had an older chair for about 4 or 5 years, almost 4 years at least, before I finally got this new one because it was just ripping apart and I didn't want to have a quote-unquote gaming chair. I just wanted to have something that had a mesh background, breathable. It just felt nice. So with that being said, this mic that you see in front of me has been with me since about, I would say, almost 10 years, okay? If not over, but it's pretty damn close. We're looking to upgrade this puppy with That's right. If you didn't get a good look at this, it is the Quadcast HyperX USB mic. So now you might be thinking and going, well, this mic sounds good. Why do you want to change it? Why do you want to get it different? You sound good. Why would you need to change it? It's been working. Wait until it's broke, right? Yes, I put this thing through a lot. Like, I've hit it when I'm mad. It's done this. It has done literally everything that I could think of while I've been playing games or doing whatever. I feel like I can trust this mic for my whole life. I want to fix that blanket because that's kind of weird, huh? Hold on. Here it back. But we're getting off track here. Let's focus on the thing in hand. New gear. Back to the mic. Go. Oh, shit. Sorry. Now, I watched this review, and I wanted something that was similar to the Yeti mic. Something that was going to still give me the feeling that I'm not completely dumping this, but I just want a new mic, a new look, a new something. And people were saying that the Quadcast HyperX USB mic is a good comparison. So I was like, okay, sweet. And so the video I watched seemed very biased towards that specific mic because it was praising the heck out of it. Because once I started talking about the Yeti mic, it was like, oh, it's like this big thing in your face, and it just seems like it takes up the screen, and you can like, you always see it in your peripheral. And I honestly, I don't know anything what this mic looks like. This is why I almost want to do this with you guys. So here's one big thing. That's my biggest complaint with this mic, is because if you guys notice right now, look at how close I'm to this mic. I am pretty much right here. This part of my body is touching this for you guys to hear me clearly. Now I'm going to back up slowly, and as I'm talking, my voice is not changing, but my voice is getting much quieter, okay? So I didn't really go that far away, did I? But I do sound like different, probably, right? Probably don't sound super clear. Probably right now had to maybe even turn me up. We just keep going back a little farther. I haven't changed my voice, haven't done anything, and it's like the volume almost goes down by 15 decibels, okay? Now I know for a fact, because I've watched older videos of this, I know that my mic would be on its side when I had a boom mic, boom arm, I should say. It was right down here. This is where it was facing, okay? It was right there. It was basically, you actually couldn't even see it on camera. With it being set up like that, I was able to be this far away, almost to it, or at least up here and on this spot, and you guys were able to hear me like it didn't sound like I was super far away. So something's going on with this mic. Could be dirty, just could be getting old, just could have its time, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with this Yeti mic. I just don't want to feel like every time that I'm talking, I have to be super up close like this. And it's like, I can't find a happy medium. And I've tried plugins, I've tried limiters, I've tried all these things to make it sound good. The mic sounds great, but if I'm too close and I talk too loud, it sounds too distorted and too compressed. But if I'm too far away, then it sounds like, this, and I don't like that. So I'm hoping with this, we hear something different. And that is going to be, honestly, the best thing if that does end up being the case. The next thing that we're going to be upgrading, which will actually be the first installment of what we do in this video, is, drumroll please, that is a Logitech Brio 4K webcam. When was the last time that I got a new webcam? Well, I would think that this cam that I'm looking at right now, the last time that I got one was pretty much when I got into streaming, when I invested all of that money into streaming. Again, gotta reiterate, I put in $2,500 worth of gear, which is a huge mistake. Please do not do that. Anybody out there who gets into this stuff, do not do that. Big mistake, okay? I understand if you want to just do it because you want to do it, but if you expect it to help you grow, wrong mindset, and don't even go there, because that was my mindset, and it was the dumbest, most immature reason to do something. Investing in gear to see if you grow is not smart. Oh, it's good. It's good. We're drinking Blue Moon with the Blue Moon t-shirt. Not sponsored, but it's going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't want it to feel like I'm abandoning it, throwing it away, getting rid of it, because that's not the plan. Let's move on to the next thing. Personally, to me, this one is probably my favorite out of anything that you're about to see. That could change though, but here we go. Drum roll, please. The Streamdeck XL. Yes, that is right. You are reading that correctly. It is the 32 key LED one. Now, you guys remember how big of a deal Streamdeck was when it first came out. People were jumping on it like crazy. And I think Elgato probably didn't realize the potential, and devs who were creating functions for the Streamdeck didn't also realize its potential. And it just really honestly took off, and it's gotten better over time to the point where we just have even more at our arsenal, okay? Now, what's great about the Streamdeck, you can like make subfolders and subfolders, and so you can almost have like 300 of these, right? Well, on my Stream Deck, which when we get to the installment phase of this, and I'll show you guys like why I'm upgrading these, why we're changing these, because as we move and show you other webcams and stuff like that, this is going to be huge for me. This Stream Deck that I have in front of me, which is the 15 key setup, it has the functionalities that I need. It has treated me great over the past, I would say, 3 years of using it. The issue is, though, is I'm always clicking subfolder, subfolder, subfolder to get where I need, or I have to create subfolders to create more keys, all this. I'm looking for a Stream Deck where I can have all it on one screen. If I need to subfolder it, I can, but I have so much of a creative flow and juice in my head that things change over time. I can't tell you how many times I've changed stuff with my Stream Deck, and it's made it so much easier. But as I continue to do this, and I continue to work with it, I just want you guys to know this is very good. For the people who watch me on the live streams over on Twitch, you guys are going to get much more creativity on my end. You're going to maybe see things that you may have not seen before, or things that may come back that you remember back in the good old days. And the thing is, this will just help things flow, keep the show going, make things feel better, and honestly just feel more comfortable. Honestly, at this point, too, I don't even know if I want to even dump the old Stream Deck. Maybe I'll have two of them next to each other. I don't know. I'm just excited that we now have something that I know I've wanted for a long time, and now the moment has finally come, honestly. So now, let's jump to the next thing. Now, this is console related. This is a new upgrade to the PS5. Drum roll, please. This, if you see it correctly, and I'm sure my stuff is glaring off of my desktop. Here, that's a little better. That is a Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus PS5 heatsink 2 terabyte drive. Now, I'm not sure this is an extension, but I'm pretty sure people have said that this drive will actually be 2 terabytes. When I install this, it will be 2 terabytes. Okay, that's huge. All right. Most times you install something, it's like, oh, here's this drive, but actually it's really 1.41 terabytes. So this is going to be huge. This is going to be a little extension to it. This right here is another reason for an upgrade to the PS5, because in 2023, we're going to be playing more PS5 related games, which is going to be huge. Extremely excited. And of course, you guys are going to be able to see me tear that apart, which is going to be super interesting. I'm going to actually have to watch a video as I do it. I think I've seen some videos on it, but honestly, it's going to be fun regardless watching myself tear that apart and trying to figure out how that goes. Because honestly, when I looked at that thing, you saw that box, that's super small, man. I thought these things were longer because the picture itself on Amazon looked like it was like really this long thing. And it's like, oh, apparently it's just this tiny little thing. I'm like, that's crazy that thing can hold. It's just wow, man. Technology is crazy. It seems like the smaller we get on stuff, the faster it is almost, it seems like. It's just wild. All right, on to the next thing. PS5 has this amazing feature on it where you can, I believe either like play in 4K or you can play in performance. It's like a graphics mode or performance mode, I believe. Well, without trying to give away too much to this next thing, I am not able to do that while I stream. I have a monitor that allows me to have this ability to do that, which is awesome, okay? And I've played things like Fortnite at 120 stable FPS, and it looks amazing on the PS5. There are so many other games, like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I believe Returnal can do it too. There's just so many games that if they're built for these newer consoles that you can play at 120 FPS. However, when I am capturing the game, I can only experience it at 60 FPS. And I feel like a lot of the time, the big reason I was a PC gamer transferring to that was because I wanted to experience games at 60 FPS or higher. I wanted to experience that feeling. And I'm hopefully going to be able to do that with this. Drum roll, please. Yes, that's right. a 4K 60 Pro Elgato PCI card. Now, I have a 60p 1080p 60 frames, a graphics card PCI plugged in. So again, you guys are going to see me install that into my PC. This, however, with this upgrade, you guys may not notice it. But for me, I will, because I'll actually be able to push the full potential of the PS5 for my enjoyment, while you guys are also to enjoy it how you will be if you're viewing this on stream or watching stuff on YouTube, however it might be. So it's extremely exciting for me to have this now, because I've actually been holding off on a lot of games because of this exact reason, because I did not want to hinder my experience doing these said things. Okay. So this one's kind of weird because there's a little bit of a backstory to it, but it's not really an upgrade for you guys, but it's just something for me. I'll go over this one very, very quick, but it's just something I got to show you because I did need to get it. Do we need to do a drum roll? Nah, it's good. We're good. Let's go ahead and I'll just cover this up in case. But that, if you are reading it, if it's showing you where my wrist is, it's kind of covering up 8 terabyte external hard drive. Okay. Now, this is what's wild. I have an 8 or is it a 6? I actually don't really remember now. I think it's an 8 underneath my PC currently. But thing is that's now getting full. You might be thinking, well, why don't you delete stuff? Why don't you get rid? Guys, I have 5 years worth of VODs saved up on my external hard drive. And I'm somebody who's really huge on nostalgia. I'm also somebody who's really huge at self-reflecting on myself whenever I feel like I'm down. Okay. And I remember there are some streams that I've had that have been monumental to my personality changing over time. And sometimes I have to reflect on why I changed and put myself in the new mindset that I am and make sure I'm not sounding wrong with what I'm saying or what I'm doing. The reason that this is getting upgraded or I'm getting added to is because I need something to put stuff in for the next 5 years worth of content. And that's amazing that something like this can hold 5 years worth of data. You know, spending $200 on an external drive and not having to be like, oh, it's done in 6 months. Like this will hold enough again for years to come. So now you might be thinking, well, boy, a lot of the stuff that you're showing us have USBs to them, and you're talking about also still using these things. So you have to have something that's going to have USBs. Oh, you weren't thinking that at all? Well, neither was I until I all of a sudden just looked something up on Amazon, and Amazon just showed this at my doorstep, literally in my face, and said, order this, daddy, and I did. So this one wasn't on the list, but it is a PCIe, kind of hard to read here. I believe it's about 5 of them. Oh, actually, let's open it up. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 5 USB 3 ports and then some type C's in there too, which I don't know what I'll use those for. So this is going to help us have just a little extra room because I am, funny enough, running out of room. So this is a start, and if I feel like I need more, I can always buy one of those that might sit on the desk and use them that way. But since I needed some that were built for the computer, things being are like, if I wanted to use 2 Stream Decks, this is a good reason for having this. 2 webcams, good reason to have it. 2 USB mics, good reason to have it. Whatever else there might be, this is a good reason to have this upgrade for sure. Okay, this is another one. This one's just kind of really random, super quick, because you guys may notice a difference. I don't know, maybe you're super attention to detail on things, but in case I need to show you, it is a new microphone stand. The present paper is still on there from Christmas, because this is what I got for Christmas, is a new microphone stand. Okay, this is gonna go with the Quadcast mic. I didn't know, honestly. It was just kind of a gamble. It was only gonna be like $30 anyways. Like, I was just kind of like, I really just want something that will be compatible with it, because I never opened that box up, and I would hate to open the box up, find out that this stand that I have doesn't work, and then we're screwed. Anyways, this stand, funny enough, is actually already kind of going sideways. It's not like starting to work. It's starting to get squeaky, whatever. It's just honestly has never really been a good mic stand for me. This, like I said, I showed you, like, look at this. it's like so wobbly. It doesn't stay still. It doesn't do any of these things correctly. It's super frustrating. So hopefully this new mic that we install will look and feel better for me. We'll see though, right? We'll see. Again, you guys will see the whole install process and all that. Now, last but not least, probably going to be the biggest difference that you guys will see here in the videos to come. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to hide this because it's just so big. But if you see this light behind me, okay, and I'll slowly zoom in as I'm talking about this, but there were 2 of these sitting behind my desk to lighten up the, I guess, lighting in this room. And I'm somebody who just kind of likes very comfortable lighting. I don't like these bright lights on me. And so originally, these lights were built for a green screen that I would have behind me, shine on me, but then these lights got super hot. There's not an even amount of lighting anymore. And sometimes in the shorts that I create, sometimes I notice that I'm just really, really dark and you can't even see my face. And what I would love to be able to do is for you guys to be able to see my face while I'm playing the games, but you still see comfortable lighting, which is like the blue lighting that I have. Sometimes it's a green light back there, whatever it might be. The fish tank's lit up, whatever it is. I want to be able to provide that for you. But this upgrade that I got was like, well, since that baby broke down and that guy stopped working and I only have one back there, well, before I even get into it, let's tell you how it broke. One of my cats were walking past it, sitting over here where the plug-in was, and static discharge, the light went out. And now these lights, honestly, I think are seeing the end of their days. These did not have a very good life expectancy. I didn't even do much to them. It just seemed like the stuff started chipping on them, on and off button started falling apart on them. And it really sucked at the end of always getting done with like making content, whatever it was. I had to always go behind and turn them off. And now I got these puppies, 2 of them. I'm only going to show you one, but I got 2 of them, which if you already know what I'm talking about, this is huge. And I'm hoping that this adds a little more light and also just kind of makes the room look a little more, I guess, natural, but at the same time, not studio point where I'm like beaming bright white, blue, whatever, yellow, and it's really uncomfortable. Here we go. Drum roll, please, for the finale, if you will. Like I said, this one's big, but here we go. Ugh. It's so heavy for a light. I got 2 of these Elgato key lights, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go put this back over where it belongs because it takes up a lot of space. So I put these, I got this ordered and it came in, and this was one of the situations. We saw the heatsink of the SSD 5 external, or the SSD external hard drive, or whatever I'm trying to say, internal hard drive. Jesus, God, I'm just so overwhelmed. We got that guy right there, okay? That person, box was huge coming in. I'm like, how big are these things? How big is this? The thing that I love about this, though, regardless of its size, is that they're desk clamped, okay? I have these monitors desk clamped. It frees up so much more space, okay? I fucking love it, dude. And I don't know how high these babies can go, but I'm hoping that I can point them in my direction. If I can't, it's okay. I can point them away. I can do something, but I think it's honestly going to brighten up this room even more. And I think it's going to because I'm not going to fully just blast them huge. I want to see what these babies can do. I had an Elgato green screen for a long time, and I may even bring that back one day if these babies do justice to actually make the green screen work the way that it should. Because I know these lights that were sitting behind me were not doing the job that it was supposed to. And whenever I did shine these on me, it legitimately looked like this. Here, let's go ahead and just do that really quick. Okay, so this is full power. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now Jesus Christ, your savior, here to tell you that you're all fucked, okay? Now, this is actually how I used to stream. Imagine 2 of these shining directly onto my face, and I thought that that's how bright it had to be for my green screen. Now, it actually can work being this bright, but holy crap, is this not appealing? Or is this appealing? If people actually stream this way and they see these bright-ass white gleamy things left and right of them, and they get done streaming for 8 hours, I guarantee you they see little white glowing dots in their eyes at the end of it going, oh, that was fun playing some Enter the Gungeon. it's staring in the fucking sun if it was white. So yeah, these lights are definitely not meant for like being super up close, because honestly, if you look behind me where this couch is sitting, that actually looks really well lit. If I were to put these lights, beam them up really high, move this chair out of the way, and face them that way so that I'm sitting back there doing like some type of couch chat or whatever, I think it would look fine, well lit. It looks much darker when it's faced kind of in a corner, if you will. And I can kind of show you what that looks like here in just a second. So if you kind of saw what that looked like, that was me just basically showing you like how it's faced up against the wall, just so that it, again, kind of looks a little more light. I'm going to actually shut off that light and tell you how much of a difference it makes just on my face alone, even though they're faced towards the wall. How much these lights actually do make a difference. That's why it's good to have these new ones, because I think they're going to actually do even better lighting up the room. So now this is with the light off. So really now the only thing you're getting is the screen of my monitors reflecting off of me. So if you can kind of go back, you want to do a compare, contrast, whatever you want to do, that honestly is the way that it looks. And I'm hoping that we can get two of them again back. And these functions, which again is huge, Stream Deck compatible, which means I can just turn them on and off from my Stream Deck. It's going to be so nice not having to get up out of my chair, go and turn them off, and then leave for the day or reach around, whatever. I can just go boop, boop, right there, done. So that was another huge thing for this upgrade. I said, do I really want to buy these again, or do I want to upgrade to something better and keep something long-term? Same thing with that Quadcast mic, man. That Quadcast mic is actually $20 cheaper than the Yeti, but the quality apparently is just as good. Side note on that, these headphones, okay, I got these 2 years ago. I think I got two pair, or I could have got two pair for $60. I had Sony MDR 7506s, which are studio headphones. Okay, the one thing I loved about them is that they could reach for days. The cord extension was amazing. It was huge. Like I could stand from here all the way basically to the back of my salt lamp that you see back there, and like still have room. It was awesome. This cord is much shorter. Obviously, I can buy a cord extension, but that's not the point. This is more meant for, like, I guess, DJing, if you will, but they're cheap headphones, but they still work really, really, really well. I downgraded, and I still am happy with these headphones, where before I had expensive ones. I kind of just go, honestly, not based off of price, but just based off of comfort and what I know I'm going to like. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Gotta just fix this slightly. Perfect. Let's get doing this thing. Let's start upgrading. Let's start transitioning this room. This is only the beginning. We may have some more gear in the future. But let's just focus on this one right now. Let's start off with the 4K Logitech Prio webcam and get that going right away. And we'll see the comparison shortly. Wow. Okay. I've been playing with this for a little bit. I don't know if this is perfect yet. Now, this lighting that you are seeing isn't usually my gaming setup, okay? But man, this camera already makes a difference. One thing that is amazing about it that I can give you perspective on is this. So what I'm doing right now with my hands is I'm moving very quickly. I'm at 1080p, 60 FPS. Now, my other camera that I had was a 720p, 30 FPS. And when I did these motions, and I didn't do this before I installed it, which I probably should have, is you would actually be getting a blurry effect. So doing this with my hands, and it's able to pick that up at a 60 FPS rate, is amazing. Now, obviously, I can put this up to 4K with a 30 FPS setting, but really, I'm the frame kind of guy. And the big reason I got this mic was for this exact reason. Now, let's change the color and let's set the mood for what a normal look of my stream could look like. And these colors just pop. Check this out. So this is a normal look to my streams. I almost am shocked the way this looks. I feel like now what I have to do is I almost have to play with like this light back here or something, or change something, because it just seems so different. One thing too that you're going to notice is this 90. If you go back to the old webcam look, I had about this covered up to about right here, okay? And so it was about cutting off this much. So now you're actually getting more of the background, or just more. And I honestly, dude, I look clearer and the lighting looks better. Now this too is not even with the Elgato key lights yet. So I can't even wait to see what that looks like when we mash that up and we play with those things. This is going to be cool, man. I'm actually really excited. I think one thing I'm nervous about is how different it looks. And that's one thing that I'm worried about, is the differenceness of it. Seeing how it just all of a sudden just like, I'm like, wow, my room is like this bright. Like my room really looks, it like defines the colors. And I'm just like, this actually looks really freaking cool. I've wanted this webcam for a really long time, and I am really, really excited. Let's try something else. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make these up here. These are currently purple lights, and I may have to play with the settings too. This may not be something I always play with, but I have to definitely keep messing with this and try it out. But I'm going to see what we did actually here, because this didn't stay blue actually all the way. But now we got full on blue on top, so it's like a really blue background with purple lighting. One thing I'm going to try doing now instead, changing this all the purple in the room. So now this is pink, mostly with the lighting on the top with pink. This is pink on this side, purple, blue in the back. See, before what I had to do to define my colors is I had to use this light and the backlight, actually. And this one didn't really matter so much. Now it seems like this light really defines the whole room and actually makes the color stick out. If I change this to red right now, like, it is very red in here. Very red. It doesn't, I may have to turn down something in the settings, because it almost, I feel like, will be too distracting to look at, because it just seems too red. But it's like, because you look at this, look at this blue. You know, like, it's so blue in here. And it's like, I feel like I got to turn something down or change it, because otherwise the trick that I learned too is balance it with more white, because I feel like what's happening now that I have a more defined camera is I have to almost balance the room a little more with some white lights on top of the blue lights or something else to make it more defined. Another crazy thing we could try too, haven't tried this yet, is even that sticks out too. The back there with the blue and this. So again, I'm doing white on the top, yellow kind of tinty light on top of me. The room overall just looks, if I change a color, make it very dramatic, it clearly impacts it a bunch. And that is something that I'm extremely impressed about. Okay, so I think the next thing that we're going to install is going to be installing the Elgato Stream Deck. So let's get into it. All right, what's going on, guys? Now I'm over here because we're going to be installing this guy here. We're going to be replacing him, making it different. So this is so different, man. The fact that I can even just do this and have you guys now over here if I want, or whatever. I want to look over here at this camera, but it's like, whatever. So this is just different. This is just fine. You can also say hi to Duck if you want. You know, you're just hanging on the wall, just chilling there. Okay, we're getting off topic because this is just weird. This is different. Again, I want to look here, but I got to look there. We're going to be installing this puppy right here. We're going to be putting a new little Stream Deck in right now. So currently, like I said, I have the 15 key guy. What happens is I can show you. So like, let's say this is usually how this looks. Okay, this is usually my setup. So this might be one of the weirdest tech things you would have seen, but I'm telling you why we wanted to upgrade. As I said, per thing we upgrade, why we're doing this. So then I have a camera setting here. So before, like I showed you here, I have this. If I click that button, it does all those scenes. It does all that stuff. It is what it is. But again, I have to go back and forth between this screen and this screen to kind of do both, which can just be really frustrating, honestly, and having to manage and having to do. So I don't personally like doing that. What I would like to do is make it so that I have almost everything on one screen like this. I can ignore that subfolder, get rid of it, be done with it. And this one, again, one of these subfolder ones that I don't want to go through a subfolder into a subfolder to change my cameras. I'd rather have it, again, just on one screen, change the subfolder. Same with these, not have to go back and forth. This new Stream Deck should basically help me to not feel like I am having the struggles that I am with this setup. So hopefully this will make things a little easier going forward. So now let's go ahead and do the process of setting that up. In comparison to the Stream Deck that I have now side by side, pick this up, hold this right here, pick this out of its look at that, dude. Side by side in comparison to just this, it's absolutely incredible. Oh my God, the creativity is going to be endless. As I said before, this is going to be so cool. And what's really cool is this, look at this stand on it. You know, like this has this little like plastic thing in the back, and you kind of just like, you know, push these little things here and just make it wherever you want it to be. This is like legitimately like a flat back. This is so cool, man. Open this, take this apart. It takes up, oh my God, it takes up so much of the, holy crap. Okay, so we're putting like these side by side here. Jeez Louise. It's so different. It's so big too. Like the top's like here to here. It's so, oh my God. Guys, I get so giddy about tech stuff. Let's see. So yeah, let's continue the time lapse. I'm just gonna look at more gear. We're gonna get this set up here. We're just gonna hopefully get it imported onto this one or whatever. I can always do this stuff on its own. So let's get this fast forward. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. What am I doing now? So this apparently comes apart. Okay. Maybe I should be reading the man. Oh my God, it's magnetic. Hold the phone. I'm actually plugging this in the wrong way. Where's the plug-in for it? I don't see the plug-in. Yo, did anybody else have trouble with this thing? Trying to figure out where it goes? I can't be that blind. Really? Oh, it's on the side. Oh, wow, dude, this is so weird. Okay, so we actually have to go like this and put this through here. There it is, I think. Yes. Okay. So this is different compared to what it is before. This has like a little hole through it, okay? So as you can see, it's got a little hole through it. And it's weird how it's almost got to be plugged into like this little back part here to go back. And then it's just the cord comes out like this. So it's a very easy, simplistic setup. It's just trying to find where stuff goes. But as I said, putting this puppy on the desk and comparing it side by side, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It looks so good, you guys. My goodness. All right, let's do some cleanup and then we'll plug it in. All right, Stream Deck is plugged in. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hang on. Let me show you this. The second I plug this in, you can tell it's on. This one's off. Okay. Stream Deck XL just popped up on the computer on the bottom over here where my mouse is kind of wiggly. Maybe you guys can see that. I don't know. But I gotta show you this now. Hang on. Look at the first thing it tells me. Do you want to copy the profiles from Stream Deck to your new Stream Deck? Like, what? That's awesome. Okay, first of all, that is sweet. Kudos to Elgato for doing that. Look at the difference of space now. You can see, again, the lighting on it, so I know it's kind of crap. But the fact that it's got this much more space now, okay? And before, this almost took up the whole screen. Okay, remember, you got to remember, there's 15 keys here, okay? 15 keys. So this was the Stream Deck before when it came to what it took up in space. And now I have all this extra space because when I click this, I can now add all of these functions to this page. I can now add this function back over to this main page. It's going to be amazing. I can't emphasize that enough. This is going to be so great, so perfect. I am so excited, ladies and gentlemen. So very, very excited. And I hope that you guys are too. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So this looks great overall. Perfect. I'm so excited. And as I said, it looks really clean on this. I love how it sits here. I don't know, man. I may still use this if we put in that new PCI card. Putting these guys side by side isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just like I said, I don't really know what we're gonna do. A very easy setup process. Let's go ahead and jump to the next thing. I gotta see here. Honestly, I don't even know. This one actually might be the next one. The 4K 60 Pro PCI card. We will probably also on top of that, we'll probably also install the this guy right here. So we'll do the PCI. Since we're going to have to bust open the computer. So yeah, PC is going to be shut down. Cords are going to go off. We'll see you guys on the other side with this new game capture. And we'll see if we can play games at 120 FPS like it says we can. And I'll have to play with it and figure it out. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the flippity flip when we put in the new card and both new cards essentially. So see you guys in a little bit. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long night. Well, if you just saw with the time lapse, we ended up getting the USB thing plugged in. I had some issues with it though, because it apparently was like blocking off the connectors with the bars in the back. But honestly, know that I got it working. You guys missed like the troubleshooting parts of it, but that was kind of a pain. We also obviously too got that new capture card installed. I did do some testing, and just to show you, we will load up Fortnite, and now I can play 120 FPS now with the capture card, which I couldn't before, which honestly blew my mind. I was super excited. Let's dive into it. Let's go to the settings, and I'll show you exactly what happens now. Okay, so we are loading in to Fortnite. So we're going to go to settings. It's going to be pretty quick here. You see right here on the top, can zoom in if you don't really see it, but where it says 120 FPS mode, I can now play it on. You guys, of course, watching the content will see this at a 60 FPS rate. But like I said in past times, that I can now at least enjoy this playing at 120 FPS. And I did run into a lobby. It just kind of just loaded it in, just moved around, and it's silky smooth. All right, and yes, it is looking crisp and just clean. It's looking so good, dude. Maybe my games will get much better too. Who knows? So yeah, it's awesome. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was one of these big games I was trying to play by the new year of 2023, and I can now actually play Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart in this 120 FPS. I can enjoy a lot of other games in the higher frame rate as well. So this is super, super nice, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm excited, man. Very, very, very excited. I'm so glad I can pull the potential finally to the PS5 after having it for 6 months. And I understand that I could play it on my own, but you guys don't understand. I mostly play when I'm streaming, I'm gaming. And I want to be able to enjoy it. I enjoy doing both, and I want to be able to have that full experience. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys have been enjoying this. But honestly, this is going to have to go into day 2. We still have the mic to install. We still have the PS5 SSD internal drive to install. We still have the key lights to install. New change of clothes, new fresh start. I knew this would be a long one, but I'll jump in this, get some coffee in the morning. Head back into it again. I'm going to get some rest. What's going on, guys? Got some good night's sleep, and we're ready to go back to it. Got my coffee in my new Yeti mug that I got for Christmas. Had an omelet, and then I walked in here, and I'm just seeing all this stuff laying around. Still got the beer sitting in the back from yesterday. Got 2 more sitting on my desk here. Also, too, if you're not noticing the trend, which is totally ironic, by the way, we're now wearing a Lipton shirt today, where the other day we were wearing a Blue Moon shirt. So we're just doing all the drink shirts today. Let's do some cleanup, and we'll continue to make more mess of the things that we have to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting off strong. Mostly everything has all been cleaned up. Now we got to get to the next thing, which is we're going to take apart the PS5. And we're going to put in the internal drive. Let's do it. This guy, got what camera I was on for a second. This looks like a cover. So when I opened the package, there was 2 things on there. And this is the actual chip. That's kind of cool. This thing says it came with a screwdriver. Package contents: PS5, heatsink, screwdriver, Rocket 4 Plus, NV, ME SSD, and installation guide. This thing came with, so far, no installation guide, by the way. No installation guide. What if this is the screwdriver? There's the chip. You know, there's no installation guide. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything. Oh, here's the installation guide. Okay. We got the installation guide. It's in this thing. The packaging for this is so weird. Hopefully, oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, so this is what happens when we open this. So we do have the Phillips screwdriver in there. Let's read the instructions, watch the video. You guys can watch me fail at this. Okay, quick update. Instructions are just for installing to a motherboard. So let's just. I love how this says heatsink for PS5 console. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Why would you make instructions? Wait, hang on. Wait a minute. Hang on. Ho. Look at this. Look at it. We found something, ladies and gentlemen. Why are these backwards? Why do I have to flip this left to... Wait, hold on. So, I need to put this on a flat surface. So I'm probably going to have to clear out my desk a little bit, make a little room. And it was talking about electronic, like shock and stuff like that in the video. So I don't want to make sure that I'm doing this on the carpet where there is static shock, where there is those possibilities. I just don't want to break it. So knocking on wood here, because I really don't want to make sure we have any problems or issues with this for the matter. So I'm going to do a little more cleanup here, and we'll go from there. I wasn't expecting it just to fly off like that. I know they said to hold it, but geez Louise. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't even think he did this part, but pretty sure you're supposed to remove this taping. In the video I'm watching, he did not do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got our question answered. We keep the sticker on. It helps it keep it thermally cool, all these things. So hopefully I didn't break it or ruin it or do anything I wasn't supposed to by taking it off and putting it back on a few times. I think we're okay. I didn't completely peel it off, and it does stay pretty good, but I think we should be okay. All right, everything is set up. It worked. It recognized it immediately. This is the first thing that happens when you turn it on. So we had to format it, so that's what we're going to be doing. So the read speed is 4,497 MBS. So it's been formatted. So it's rebuilding the database. So now what we can do is we can go into settings, and I believe we can go to storage, and we can probably see that the M2 storage is right here. This SSD internal drive actually uses the full 2 terabytes, which is amazing. Awesome that now maybe we can add a few more storage space to it. If I absolutely have to get more storage for whatever reason, because I'm just the weirdo that likes to have the space on my consoles, what the next step could be is always getting the external SSD PlayStation 1. That's the next option we could do. I think this is enough to get me by. And yeah, should be good. Should be good. Now, I watched a few other videos to see what their read speed was, and they were all saying 6,000, and mine's 4,000. So I don't know. Maybe me removing that tape and stuff did something to it. I don't know. I'm just happy that it honestly is working. Oh, man. let's keep cracking, man. Let's get this done. I want this to be the last day that we do this. I do not want to go into day 3. So, with that being said, let's install. You guessed it. No, you didn't. You were wrong. Okay, you thought it was going to be the 8 terabyte drive? Oh, no. No. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Who knows? No, you're wrong. We're going to do the Elgato key lights. Let's get started. I know you can only see the back of my head, but what you can see on the bottom right, we got our key lights over here. We only have one light. We've kept this up here as a demonstration to just kind of show you what the lighting can be like when I was playing with it, when we got the new webcam, all this stuff. One thing that I need to reiterate with this, because see how there's a cord attached here? I'll show you. Cord here. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm moving this cord currently. This on and off switch happens. That's how I turn it on and off. Actually, how this works is this is generally lower. The light's kind of faced up against this wall, kind of on this blue side here, and that's what it's doing. Big thing about them is that they are 110% desk clamped, and that is huge. And it's also going to be syncable with the Stream Deck, which is also huge. So let's go ahead and do it, baby. Go ahead. Let's do this. Yeah. This is why Elgato is so good. I'm gonna show you in the camera. They have multiple outlets, is what this is telling me. And I'm pretty sure in specific countries, there are certain conductors that people use for outlets. They're almost shipping all of them together, which is kind of weird. You would think, you know, they would have specific ones. These go to this part of the country. These go to part of this. I know I don't use this one. I know I don't use this one because that doesn't make any sense. We don't have anything like that. Look at the conductors there. If somebody's out of the US and knows what these are, please let me know. There's this one too. That one's different. That obviously I don't use these. So then this here, this obviously looks like mine. I've got the holes, stuff like that. So I know those are more America. It locks into place and it's good. All right, let's get back to it. That was kind of cool to show you guys. I have to stop the time lapse here because I just read something in here. This is so cool. I gotta switch cameras for this. Didn't even think about this. This is genius. So there's this. Must have been this thing. This goes onto here. And so what I can do is I can put this on, and now I can use this now as a webcam. Take this webcam, take webcam. But then as I'm reading this and I'm seeing this, I'm going, wait a minute. I just had a better idea. I could remove these lights off of these guys, I believe. I think I could be wrong. And I can use those as webcam stands for this guy back here if I wanted to, for whatever reason. So I have a use for this again, just the lights aren't going to be good for me anymore. Really cool. Now we have this replaced. The camera that was on the light earlier is now, this is the attachment. So now that I just thought of that while reading that. I'm like, dude, what? That's how I put those on. I didn't think about putting it for a webcam. So the fact that I can even do this. God, this is good. It looks very bright for you guys, you can see, but the other lights compared, oh, these are perfect. But let's just see how this looks with the Brio side. I mean, obviously, I'm very, very bright. And obviously, too, I can change things up and make it work a little differently. But so, yeah, this is extremely bright on my face, as you can tell. But I'm just letting you guys know from our perspective of gaming and looking at this, having this light like this doesn't actually, like, I feel like affect the way that I look when I am doing this. So, all right, so now we see that this is in here. I'm just reading the instructions really quick. So now you can look at the bottom right. It looks like it has recognized the key light. Now, I believe that I can actually change the name of these key lights. This is just what it customizes to. So let's go full screen, just so that you guys can see the difference. But I can make this light extremely bright. This is at 100%. Very bright. This is just one light, by the way. Imagine if I had two of them. Or I can make it super dark at about 10%. Add a little tinty to the room, okay? Having this completely off makes a difference. Go ahead and add a little tint, maybe about, like I said, 10% seems like really good. And this is at a blue color temperature. If I add this to orange, I'm gonna make this a little different. Obviously, the lighting changes quite a bit based off of how I feel like I want to have my face. And it's really, really nice. We can rename our light. So this one would be key light left. And so it updated down there on the side. And it looks like it's good to go. Now what we can do actually is now we can go through our Stream Deck and do it there as well, which we will be doing. In case you don't know, if I press this button right here, turns off. Turns on, turns off. So I could do that same thing through the Stream Deck as well. I can take the control center, move it in, and do what I have to do. My knees are killing me. I'm surprised I've been on my knees this long. That is what she said. How did we do it? All right, so, but the button is right here. You can trust me. It's a little yellow one. Click it. Camera's off. Click it again. Sorry, not camera. Light is on. It's just one button. Does it on and off. Super, 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 super nice. I think 10% is the good situation. So even at 10%, these lights don't need to be fully powered, man. These lights really, really, really don't. But it feels better. It really, really does. Okay, let's go ahead and set up ourselves for the next light, shall we? So let's go ahead and show our face and see how it looks. Okay, gonna switch cameras really quick. These are with two lights on. Let's see how I look on camera. Honestly, really well lit. And if I were to change the lighting to make this, let's say blue all around, because you know how before I said blue is a very well-defined color. You can tell that I am very well lit up, but the background is this color. Now it's going to look even better when I do my nightly streams that I normally do. I want to be presentable. If I'm in the bottom left, bottom right of my screen, whatever it is, switch scenes here really quick to show you. Like, I want people to be able to see me. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. And I don't mind having the background look the way that it does. But turning these off and doing it this way sometimes isn't always the case. So now instead of it being one being at 10%, now they're both at 5%. And again, they're both facing me. I have to put the emphasis on that. They're facing me. The other ones I actually had to, you saw it in the previous, I had to have them behind me because in order for them to be behind me, because they were so bright on my face, these can be pointing directly at me. And I like that personally. Do this. Let's say if I put them both at 50%. Okay. Which, holy shit, that's bright as fuck. Look at my, this is only 50%, ladies and gentlemen. This is only 50%. Okay. And if I'm going to turn this up at 100, damn, dude. Are there people who stream like this? Like, you don't need these. These lights are powerful. But the funny thing about having these lights this bright is this is actually how I used to stream when I had the other lights that are right back here. Let's go ahead and put these back down to what I want them to be, about 5%. And yeah, it makes, and if you guys are curious and you're going, does this really make that much of a difference? Just to show you by putting them both at 5%, and now that they're off, all I want is just the small touch, man. And that small little touch makes that much more of a difference. Obviously now too, if we go into our Logitech and we want to mess with the mic settings, if we want to like adjust the brightness, obviously we can do all of that now too. Since we have a more defined camera, I can add more contrast to it, do these kind of things, whatever I want to do to it, change the sharpness on it if I want. Let's go 65, I don't know. And if we want to add more white balance to make it a little more so the colors are more balanced in the back, more blue, I'm still white. Like, these lights alone have now made it so that whatever I want to do with my camera, turn down the brightness a bunch because this is going to help emphasize it, was exactly what it was. And this says it all. Let's go ahead, guys, really quick. This is going to sound super far-fetched. I know we're really close to being done at the end, but I just want to show you a comparison of the lighting that I have now versus the lighting in another stream of mine. So let's pull that up. Here is the lighting compared to what it was before with the other camera to now. Now I can, even if I really wanted to, I can shut my door, okay? So now one thing I can already tell you just by looking at this from a paused perspective, we're seeing that this camera alone is defining my face. You can see me very, very clearly, okay? I'm not even in big cam. I can go to big cam just to show you. Right? I probably have a little too much contrast on. I can probably change that a little bit. Maybe the sharpness is a little strong. Now, that same face that you see right now, me looking at the camera doing this, I'll go ahead and now all of a sudden you go like this. Same guy. Quite a difference. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the contrasting, because if I were to probably fix that and make that a little different, you guys probably would maybe see a little similar difference. But the contrast is pretty heavy. So I turned down the contrast by 20%. Probably that was the issue, to be honest. But if I put the brightness up to like 55, guys, like, I don't really need the brightness up that high, to be honest. And the sharpness could even go down just a little bit too. Again, the white balance can be really whatever I want it to be, probably like right there. Saturation doesn't need to be too heavy because saturation is just kind of one of those in-between ones. But there. So now if you want an even better comparison to see between the two, now you're looking at my face here, you're still going to see a huge difference compared to what it was before. So now that you see this, still same guy. He's looking pretty serious, whatever he's talking about. And I feel like my camera is much more defined. If we go to a game, okay, this is pretty crazy to me. This looks actually really good. The fact that it looks this way, the fact that it's built this way, you see more of my face. I'm not blurry on the screen by any means. I'm very clear, which is one of my biggest goals. I feel like that was one of the issues I had. You look at a lot of my background, you look at the light in the back with the green on it, you see that it's kind of more defined and clear. You see that, you know, the fish tank even back there's a little defined and clear, even though I think that light, you know, it's just dying because there's the colorization on it is going bad. But things just seem more defined. The background, everything, all that stuff. And I think it's just going to get better now with the new mic. So before we do that, let's quickly install the new hard drive. Let's get that set up. Let's get that going. Again, I hope you guys have been enjoying this. And if you have, please drop a like on the video. That would mean a lot. I'm sure this has been a long one, but regardless, I hope you've been enjoying it. this installed. Sorry, the lighting is super bad underneath there. And I honestly could maybe, hang on. I got an idea. So we have 3 set up. One there, one here, and one to the right. I don't know if anybody else has this complaint. Oh my God, my mic these just fell off. Is that what these small screws are? Hold on. This is not scripted. What? Hang on. This is crazy. I gotta show you what just happened. This just fell off as I was moving this. Well, hey. Good thing we're getting a new stand, huh? What the heck, dude? Oh my God. Anyways, all I was trying to show you, or really tell you, I don't like external drives that have short USB cords. Is anybody else with me on that? Like, so I had to move all these around, make this work, and it doesn't sit well on its side. It's not meant for that, so I had to build it this way. Whatever. That hole should be was supposed to have a mic break stand on me, all these other things. Whatever. We got a new stand coming. We got this going. This is on its last leg. It knows, dude. It knows it knows it's getting taken off, and it just said, fine. I'll just break then. Wow. Crazy. As you can see here, we've got the drive installed. It looks like it's ready to go. Just like that other drive that we had. Whoa. Jeez. I forgot this was attached to it. My bad. What? Are you guys still there with me? You guys still with me? Ah! Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's on its last leg. This is so stupid. Now we can start putting stuff on it and add more VODs that I can hold on here. We're getting low. If you're wondering how full this one is, we're at 481 gigs, okay? You didn't think I was lying before we were talking about the space that I have of VODs. 6.53 terabytes, okay? These VODs go up to since 2016. That's 6 years of content. But once I have about 100 gigs left of space on that, it's going bye-bye or whatever. It might just sit on my computer, but the fact that now we have this is amazing. But now, guys, after all this is said and done, oh my goodness. Now, after this happened, now we can go ahead and install those puppies over there. This is so funny that this is how this goes down. I'm so happy that this went the way it did because this is how I wanted this to go. Not saying this fall apart, but I wanted to install that last. Good thing we got a new mic stand with it. This pisses me off too. I hate this so much. Let me switch cameras. Got this thing and it's been nothing but problems since I've had it. And it's so frustrating of a stand. It was squeaky within like the first day of setup. The springs seem like they're on their last leg. Whatever, man. It's time to tear this thing down. It's time to get rid of it. It's time to put it in its place. Yeti Mic, you've served me a good 10 years. But now you're telling me you still want to work, but you don't want to stay in your home. You want to go ahead and fall off. So, yeah. Just let's tear it apart. Right now, what we're getting is we're up close, right? It probably sounds good, I think. I need to probably adjust some of the EQing, mess with the compressing, because I can probably get a little more dynamics with this one. But one thing that's huge on this is this, ladies and gentlemen. Backing my face up and talking, and you basically are hearing the same thing. Nothing's really changing in my voice. And that's huge, okay? I'm still picking up, from what I'm looking at, it still looks like I'm picking up pretty good sound. When we are back this way, and I don't know, I'm just saying sometimes I do this. Like, let's say I'm fighting a boss and I'm doing this or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, come on, man. What was that? Like, you know, I still want you guys to be able to hear me. And sometimes that doesn't happen. You guys don't hear that. And it doesn't pick up. And it just sounds like it's almost like this. Oh, Mom, what's that? And it's like super like faded. And it's like, what did I just say back there? And so like this mic is perfect for me. Another thing that this mic will be doing, since it will be setting up on the boom arm stand, is it will be sitting like this. A mic I've never had sit like this before, okay? Hopefully it's facing the right way and you guys can hear me okay, but this is huge. I can legitimately play a game and it not be like this, okay? At least I don't want it to be. If I can change it so that it's like this, this would be much more better, utilized-wise, than like this. Because I've had a mic set up like this for a long time, and having it set up like this and faced like this with the Yeti sounded better than doing this with the Yeti, to be honest. And it didn't really work that well with the arm stand, so I almost had to have it like this. So it always kind of felt like I had to like rest my chin right here and do all this, and then you guys couldn't see my face or whatever, and it just kind of felt really, really weird. So I'm glad that I can go back to that. Another thing that's huge about this mic too is this. So basically what I just did there, in case you aren't sure, is I muted the mic with a touch button on the top. Huge. I can remove a key now on my Elgato, and I can go ahead and just make this my mute. Otherwise, I can still mute on the Elgato. So the light's still on, but you know what I mean? It's like I can either do either or. But now I actually want to get this set up properly to the point where I want it to look the way that it should. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set this puppy up. I think one thing that's hard for me to, get used to, and it's nice though because I can play with it, but I don't have to be right next to this thing, and that's nice. Again, I'm so used to that I have to be. Like I can stand back here, and it's like if I'm playing a game, you know, I can have it right here, and it's not in my way. But when we look at the camera, when we look at the setting, let's go ahead and do some blue, shall we? Add some blue to the room. This is it. Like, this is the setup. This is the way that it would look on stream. You might be thinking to yourself going, wow, that boom arm is extremely distracting looking like this. It looks really bad. Let me go ahead and just show you some tech videos that we were working on from previous. And I just want to show you like this example right here. So this is our mic after day 1 installs. You can tell that there's a boom mic on the bottom right there. The only difference right now is this one is straight. If I were to move this, tilt this up, apologize for the audio, do all these weird things, the mic just gets more in my face and it just looks annoying. My biggest perspective is to be able to move this down, put it where I need to put it, so that whenever I'm playing games, it's not completely in my way. But obviously the difference is this one, I can lay it flat. And I still sound, honestly, really good to me. And that's the big takeaway here. I just have to get used to see what my brain's doing. If you're not noticing this, I'm going like this when I talk because I'm so used to other mic. I don't have to think about that anymore with this one. I can just sit back like this and trust that you guys are going to hear me and trust that there's not going to be any audio problems. It's like a bittersweet ending at this point. Hopefully you guys heard all those swallows too. If you didn't, I gotta return it because I don't like that you can't hear the swallows. Whatever. I hope that this was enjoyable to watch. I feel like it's, again, I don't really know what else to tell you. I mean, this is it. Things can change over time. I can definitely move stuff around, but this would be the new setup. Let's go ahead and give you a different angle again, just to kind of show you how much has changed from what I walk into now versus before. This is the setup. This is how it looks. New stream deck. New Elgato lights. New webcam. New mic. New capture card. new USB extension, PS5 upgrade with the SSD card, 8 terabyte external hard drive. Crazy, man. And I am extremely exhausted. But at the same time, I'm very happy with the setup. It's going to take time, as anything else does, when things change. But the fact that even this right here is different too, I have to get used to that too, because I'm sure we'll implement the second webcam for sure, for different ideas and different things. But guys, this is all I can do at this point. Just relax, take it in, enjoy it. And I hope that you guys did too. I appreciate you guys all watching. And man, if you stuck out to this till the end, you deserve something. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here and tuning in for this. So with that being said, be safe, be humble, and do what you do best. Catch you guys in the next one.